Good morning. We were out here in the Lost Creek Wilderness at the Wigwam Trailhead. It might be Wigwam. Wigwam? Wigwam? I'm gonna do a Wigwam. Gonna just do a quick out and back overnight near the Beaver Ponds area, and then backtrack here tomorrow morning. I'm just a quick overnighter, not doing too many miles. I am not alone on this trip, however. I have brought my number one. That would be Riker. He's carrying his own pack this time. He's really just got some of his food, an extra harness, and a little dish for his food and water. Not making him carry any water as it's a bit too heavy for him right now. He's still developing a little bit, but he seems to like it out here already. He's taken to that pack. Might have to redistribute some of the weight to make sure it rides evenly. Looks like we might be shifting to one side. It's getting close to noon here. Got the OM 2.0, probably overpacked for this trip, but we will definitely have what we need in case the temperatures dip a little bit lower than forecasted tonight. We wanted to play it on the safe side. And so we've got this OM 2.0 pretty much packed to capacity because I'm carrying extra water, even though we are walking along a creek. I'm not sure what the water situation is, so we're just playing it safe. But we're gonna get on the trail here in just a minute, and we'll see you out there. So here we are entering Lost Creek Wilderness in Pike National Forest. I'm gonna have to slow Riker down. He's going a little quick for me. He's not carrying near as much weight as I am. Also need a permit. So we're gonna stop here for a minute and fill this out. Let Riker rest a minute. Hold on, buddy. I know you want to keep going. We gotta do this first. Yeah. We have to keep this on our person at all times. All right, buddy. Now we can keep going. Yeah, that's what you're ready for. So, we come to yet another water crossing. And Riker's not too fond of these log bridges. So what I'm gonna do is walk over, drop my pack, come back, pick him up, and then take him across. Just until he gets a little more comfortable, because he's definitely not comfortable with this right now. All right, so let's do this. It's already pretty wet out here. I don't think they dry out. You ready to keep going, bud? Yeah. So we're starting to gain some elevation again. We had another stream crossing. On that one I kept Riker on the leash and led him across. He wasn't happy about it, but we did it. We may or may not do it that way. It wasn't that bad, and the bridge was pretty wide. Starting to heat up a little bit. So I've switched from the smart wool cap to the buff bandana wrap. I probably look great, but just gonna keep on trucking. We're hitting some pretty decent incline now, about halfway up this one. Way down there. Let me see where it came from. Not too far. Little stream going up, going down the mountain. We're gonna keep moving here. There was a Boy Scout troop up at the trailhead, about 10 with 2 chaperones, so 12 in the group. Looks like they were going on a multi-day hike. Now this Wigwam, as I'm calling it, trail. Ooh, it's one of the hazards of having that pack, of that sleeping pad on the outside of the pack. You gotta be watching. I wasn't paying attention. This Wigwam Trail goes about 12 miles, a little less, from end to end, where it meets up with, I think it's the Goose Creek Trail. We're not gonna go that far. Not this time. Maybe next time. Jump. There you go. But they were going on a multi-day hike. So I just kind of asked, you know, what are your plans? So that I could kind of avoid them. Stay out of their way, they can stay out of mine. We started on the trail about the same time, but Riker and I are moving a little more quickly, at least at the moment. I'm sure they're taking their time with all the water crossings like we were, for different reasons. Hey Riker, come here. Whoop, one more. Oh, there you go. The trail's getting a little tight. Keep knocking that pad on the top. That pad's a redundancy. Got it just in case Riker isn't comfortable. Oh, that's pretty. You can kind of see the top of the mountain up there. I could get in between those 2 trees if I needed to. This looks like a campsite. There's an established fire ring. I don't know that it's actually 100 feet from the trail. Oh. And this way, slowly. Hold on, whoa. That's quite the rock face. No, I would not feel comfortable camping up here. Some people might. And there's some beautiful views, which I've just come to expect of Colorado. But man, that is quite a drop. Yeah, we're not gonna stay here for sure. I just don't like that. Okay. Cool spot. Got an established fire ring, got some benches, but we are not going to stay here. Just don't like the fact we're on a ridge. Hey, I gotta go this way. Good boy. Oh. Had to get way under that. Okay. Let's keep on going. Now we gotta give up all that elevation we worked so hard for. Like I said, Colorado is not flat. At least 2/3 of it is not flat. Ooh. Oh! Gotta go right over it, don't you, buddy? Good boy. So he crossed on his own. He did get wet. So that's one thing, but now we're gonna cross again. These aren't that perilous. They're just, Riker doesn't like wet too much. Hey, you gotta come back here. You get to walk right along the stream at this point. Riker might be slowing down a little. Maybe not. Alright, let's go. Yeah, we still got energy. Large up climb here. Uphill. Incline. I can't talk. Good boy. Good boy. Some tough hiking, man. Hey, bud. Are you happy? Huh? All right, let's keep going. We've come up to a few of these now. There's trees blocking the trail. Looks like we got to go up and around this time. Oh, I don't know if it's the altitude or the fact I haven't eaten much today. But I am feeling it. We may just make it to Beaver Ponds and call it a night there. All right, bud, let's go. And we have made it to the Beaver Ponds. All right, let's keep going. Let's go see a few. We just came upon a trail sign right next to the beaver pond. This is an intersection with Goose Creek Trail, 612. We're still on Wigwam Creek Trail, 609. And I think we're gonna walk a little further in. See what's up here. Just kind of hang out. It's 3:15 now. I kind of want to start making camp at 4, just to have plenty of time to gather firewood and get everything set up how I want it. But there wasn't a whole lot back there, just because it's so steep on each side. Granted, I'm in a hammock, so I don't have to be level necessarily. I can just level out the hammock. But I would prefer to be on at least a somewhat flat area. Well, we found a place to camp. Kind of hiked up from the trail a little bit. Water's about 300 yards away. And the trail is right there too. Got all my down fluffing up. Riker's taking a little snooze. Still got him tethered to the tree. He wants to run. Yeah. So, I'm gathering firewood. There's plenty around. There's deadfall everywhere. I mean, I can break that up. 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 It's just everywhere. So, trying to get some tinder together. I'll pile all that up. It's kind of everywhere right now. And see if I can get a fire started. Using some dryer lint as a starter. Everything around here is it's so damp. I know it rained the last few days. So I'm just gonna puff this up, kind of get it in here, and we'll see if I can get any of this to light. Good morning. It's getting kind of late here in the morning. It's about 9 o'clock. We didn't sleep all that great, at least for the first part of the night. Riker moved around a lot in the hammock and just couldn't get comfortable, and that kept me awake, and then he didn't want to be in it anymore, so he got out about 2 o'clock. Decided he wanted to sleep on a small piece of Reflectix I had. And he seemed like he was okay with that. I'm sure it wasn't the warmest because it did get down to 34 last night. So a little cooler than I expected, but we were still prepared for it. Not too bad overall. Did finally get the fire going. At that point, couldn't see anything to really film. Just ate dinner and tried to get to bed. Really got to bed around 9:15, 9:30, but didn't go to sleep until past 11, and then woke up again at 2. So around 7, Riker started nosing the hammock again, so I pulled him back up, and he was gone. Just did not move for the next couple hours, so we just kind of rested, and we're not on a real schedule today. If we get out of here by 11, we'll be good to go. So, gotta go get the food bag, and do a little cleanup, and then we'll have some breakfast. I kind of want to show you the setup I've got going on. Up in porch mode, just have it tied off to a rock over there, and to my hiking pole and a rock here. We had it all locked down last night, just because the wind was kicking up a little, but not bad. So here's my hammock. I made this out of a 1.9 ripstop, so it's a little heavy compared to some on the market. I also have a DIY. It's like a Costco quilt, underquilt, but this quilt was actually bought at, I believe, Sam's Club. And I have a top quilt I make too, and these are usually good down to, I'd probably say 50, 55 degrees. Inside, I have my, what I think is about a 20 degree down quilt that I made. I can convert this to an underquilt as well. You just have to run the lines and everything. And I have my Thermarest sit pad stuffed under there. This top quilt snaps closed, and I was using the Thermarest ProLite regular pad. So yeah, using a pad this time. Haven't yet made the jump to buy a full-size underquilt. That's probably going to be my next major purchase. I'm looking around that pad and trying to get in a good spot with it is not the most comfortable of things, especially when you have a dog. You think being on a pad is finicky solo. Just wait until you put a dog in there with you. It's I'm lucky my dog is small enough to just kind of lay on my chest and enjoy life that way. Okay, let's go get the bear bag. Kind of see the bag. Got Riker's pack hung up to kind of be reflective last night. All the way in there. So that's where we're going. Hung at about, I don't know, 200 yards maybe. It's not the shortest of walks, but we definitely wanted to get it away from the camp. Did see signs of moose and bear, so I wanted to be a little extra cautious, hanging up a little further away. So we're going to skip the hot breakfast and coffee. Riker's already had his breakfast. He really enjoyed it. He wanted a little bit of my Snickers bar. That's the only cold thing I had. I've got some of those goo espresso packets, but I'm going to save those for the hike out. May stop and do... Hey bud, yeah. We may stop and do some ramen and another snack. It's only about 3 miles or so to get out. So pretty easy. Tasting the air, buddy? Good boy. So again, this is Riker's first trip. It's my first solo backpacking trip, and we've had a pretty good time. Sleeping last night was not the most comfortable, as I've mentioned already, but we got through it and then slept in this morning. So I feel good. Had a slight headache when I woke up. That seems to be going away after I ate and drank something. Not too bad. This is my coffee alternative for the morning. Nice little electrolyte boost this morning. We want to make extra sure that any fires that we start don't have any live coals at all. It needs to be completely cool to the touch. I brought up another 2 liters of water last night in case we needed it, since we're going to be going across the stream several times. Hi, Riker. The stream several times. We're only going to carry out one and then pick it up as we need. So I'm just going to pour this over the rest of the flame. Well, I'm going to pour this over the rest of the coals. I don't think anything's actually lit, but just to be safe. And now I have an empty, dirty water bag to take down the hill. Good boy. Feels good. Let's head back. And here we are, back on the trail. We were just way up there. Riker tried to lead the way. He didn't quite make it all the way down. I had to lead him for a while. It got a little steep there in a few sections and we just had to make a way. But overall, good campsite. I think we're only about 100 yards from where we got water last night. I didn't take the camera for that, I was carrying too much. But we're just gonna follow the creek all the way back, see a couple beaver ponds, and get back to the car. Means we are right here on the map. Right around 3 miles. We camped right in this area yesterday. All right. It's a huge dam. Whoop, there goes a fish. Let's see. Goes all the way over there. And it pulls up all this water. Which is pretty cool. Alright, buddy, let's go. Saw lots of these little berry bushes on the mountainside as well. While we were up there, we saw evidence of moose and bear. So they're around. I haven't seen anything, just what they've left behind. But I'm sure these berries, if they're edible, are a great food source. Still making our way through this real rocky section. Those trees came down. But I love, oh, big drop. Look up and see those bluffs. Okay, let's get down the rest of this. There's one of those bigger ones. You can walk through this. Go on. Go on. You know how to do it. Good boy. Go on. Up. Good boy. Go on. You can get up on the rock. Go on. There you go. Oh, a little bit of a stumble. Let me walk through this. Come on. I don't think he likes getting his paws wet. Good boy. Nice, kind of stepped on it there, but he made it through. Didn't take the leash off, didn't take the pack off. Did a pretty good job. Of course, that's one of the smaller ones. Oh man, I'm so glad we're going down this and not up it. And that's what can happen when the dog sets the pace. You get caught behind, slip on a rock, can't control yourself. I did land softly though, so we're okay. It's my first fall though. Alright, let's go down. Go down and get flat. I don't want to go over those big rocks to the left. I really think having the pole saved me there. Here we are at that large crossing that I had to carry. Oh no, I didn't carry Riker across this one. He came across the rocks. I'm gonna see if he'll go across the logs. Come on. Good boy. Woo. Look at that. He came across it. Good boy. Let's keep going. Yeah, you're the right. And we have another water crossing. Think you can do this one, Riker? You can do this one. Yeah. Let's go across the bridge. Hey. He is following me. Good boy. Woo! Good boy. But you know what? Let's take a break. It feels great outside, but it was definitely getting a little warm. I was still wearing my Smart Wool thermals and my pullover, and that was just too much. Even though we're on the easier side of the hike, the downhill portion. Riker's still leading the way. We stopped for maybe 15 minutes. Just kind of chilled out, caught a breath. Got some water. Got a little caffeine. No, it's not that far from this point on. Definitely much more mild grade. It's almost flat right now. But we'll get out, head back home. Riker was quite afraid of those water crossings yesterday, and today he's just kind of gone over them. No big deal. Either he's getting more comfortable or he just wants to get back to the car because he knows we're going home. You gonna lead? Go on. Go on. You know what to do. Go on, Hacker. Good boy. Go on. I didn't mind the water crossing so much. Good boy. I think we might only have one left. Oh. Here's the big one. Now let's go across the bridge. You ready? Go on. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Go on. Good boy. Good boy. There you go. Not scared at all. Good boy. Well done. And here we are. Back at the trail registry. We are now exiting the Lost Creek Wilderness in Pike National Forest. Alright, buddy. Let's get to that car and get home. I think this is our last one, buddy. Going off across the rocks. There you go. Go to the next one. Go on. Go on. Go on. Go on. Go. 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 Go on, buddy. Go on. Go on. Go on to the next one. 3, 2. Oh. 3, 2, 1. Oh. That last rock is a little bit too far for him to go. I'll just pick him up. All right, let's go home. Well, that pretty much concludes this trip. Not much left to do except drive on out. Overall, really easy to follow. I packed in too much food. Probably because we got here late yesterday. Planned on having a lunch on the trail, which didn't happen. And planned for a lunch today on the trail, which I just kind of snacked and skipped to get back to the car. It's 2 o'clock, so not too much later than my 1:30 time. But we're gonna get in the car now and head on back home. Until next time, get out there yourself.